Today's session, the third session, is on the viral load report receipt, interpretation and utilization. So at the end of this session, we'll be able to see what is the process, complete process of viral load receipt, report receipt, and how to record these results in the viral load register, which is there in the ART center, and then the white card and the green book of the patient. And also what is the viral load testing algorithm and how to interpret these viral load test results and how to manage the patients based on this viral load test result, and what is the due date for the next visit. One minute. Yeah. So we'll just go to the quiz where the question is the client A came back to ART center for a pill pickup and viral load report. Okay, the question is, what is the first point of entry or where will the ART center get the result from? How will it get the result from the viral load lab? The options are whether it is white card, green book, IAMS, which is a search platform, or over. Where does the ART center get its report from? From the viral load lab. How will it get it? The answer is IAMS. Okay, the viral load lab will get the result only from the search platform and not through phone. Okay, some people have answered even they will get the report from phone. It is not to be received over phone. It has to come through the search platform and then they have to record it in the viral load lab register. Okay. So this is the sample report format which will come through the search. So this report will be received through the search platform and the ART center lab technician has to download the report from the IAMS, and the report will be in the form of so many copies per ml. Okay, or it can be target not detected, or it can be less than 150 copies per ml, or there could be a number, okay, where they can say 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 1000, 10,000 copies per ml, or it can be even more than 1 crore copies per ml, or sometimes even the test can be an invalid test result. So depending on that, here you have to put a tick or you have to enter the number over here, and then it has to be mentioned. Okay, right. So the roles and responsibility, primarily the lab technician has to enter the viral load result in the viral load lab register, and the ART medical officer, from there they will write it in the white card and then in the green book. Okay, so this is how the flow will be there. So the primary entry point will be through the search platform. Okay, and when they are entering it in the patient's white card, it will be entered under section 12, which is called investigations. So this is a sample viral load lab register which is maintained by the lab technician. So here you have to write the date of the viral load test result and then the viral load test result, okay, and the next due date. So this is the section 12 of the white card, where you can see the oval shaped color thing which we mark for viral load. Here they have to write the date and then the value. Okay, next let's go to the next question. Okay, so here the patient B was registered in ART center 10 years ago and he has been switched on to second line ART. Okay, so please note, patient is on second line ART. Now the ART adherence is 95%. How frequently should the client undergo viral load testing? Is it every 12 months or 6 months, 3 months, or testing is not required? Nearly 60% of participants have answered. So it is every 6 months. Okay. So I'm really surprised 4 people have responded that viral load testing is not required. Any patient on ART, viral load testing is required. Whether the adherence is 100% or less than 100%, viral load testing is required. Frequency alone changes. Okay. So this is the viral load testing algorithm. So once a client is initiated on ART, after 6 months of treatment, you see the diamond color, the blue color diamond one. So you do the viral load testing. So viral load testing report can be either less than 1000 copies per ml or more than 1000 copies per ml. If it is less than 1000 copies per ml, continue the monitoring test every year. Okay, annual testing is done. Okay, if it is more than 1000 copies per ml, then refer them to the counselor to provide step-up adherence counseling package for the next 3 months. So next 3 months, every month you have to observe if the adherence is more than 95%. So every month it should be 95%, not only 1 month. Okay, every month the adherence council after adherence should be 95%, and then you repeat the viral load testing. If the client is not having 95% adherence, once again go for repeat adherence counseling. Okay, so till the client has an adherence of 95%, you are not going to do the viral load testing. Okay, only when consecutive 3 months, every month more than 95% adherence, repeat the viral load test result. Then at that point of time, if the viral load copies is less than 1000 copies per ml, then from there, you can patch up with the next viral load routine testing for them after the 9th month. Or if it is more than 1000 copies per ml, in spite of adherence counseling and proper adherence, the patient's viral load is very high, then it means it is virally unsuppressed. So then you have to refer the client to the SASAP, which is a state AIDS clinical expert panel, for further evaluation and switching over to the second or third line of therapy. So this is the clinical interpretation. So if the copies are more than 1000, it means, if the viral load is more than 1000, it means the current ART is not working, or the patient is not taking the medicines properly, or the client might have some resistance. Okay. If the viral copies are less than 1000 copies per ml, it means the ART is working and they can continue the current regimen. No need to change or switch over. Okay. If it is undetectable level, you have to be very careful in disclosing the test result to the client, saying that the virus is undetectable in the blood. It doesn't mean that the patient is totally free from HIV. It can be in other reservoirs like brain or the lymph tissues or lymphoid tissues. So we have to be very careful that the patient shouldn't discontinue the therapy because they are having target not detected. They have to continue the current regimen. We have seen many cases where, in spite of some patients discontinuing therapy, and then once again the viral load increases. Okay, so TND doesn't mean that they have been completely cured. Okay. All right, next, let's go to the next question. So Mr. D visited the ART center on January 24th. See the date, please. Okay, for pill pickup, and during that time they went for a viral load testing. The next due is the next month, okay, which is February 23rd. So in between, that is after 10 days of coming and giving the blood sample, the client's viral load test report came, and it came as 10,000 copies per ml. So what should the ART center people do? Should they wait for the client for the next month, or should they call him immediately? Have answered the poll. Yeah, we'll stop it. Yeah. So the correct answer is call up the client immediately and report to the ART center. Okay. So no need to waste time. Okay. So if the viral load copies are less than 1000 copies per ml, then they provide the report and ask the client to come the next visit. Okay. Next month when they are coming, they can come and collect the test result. If it is more than 1000 copies per ml, then the ART center has to reach out to the client, either through a phone call or through the outreach worker, call the patient directly, and then follow the steps as given in the viral load monitoring algorithm, which we had discussed. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Okay. Mr. E visited the ART center on February 10 for a pill pickup, and the ART medical officer found that the ART adherence was more than 95% in the last 1 month alone. Okay. Can we see the poll, please? The patient was due for his annual viral load testing in the same month. Please tell whether the following statements are true or false. So, whether the medical officer need to check the adherence for the last 3 months. Okay, the correct answer is true, because the medical officer need to check for the last 3 months. It is not only 1 month's data. Okay. So if the patient adherence is less than 95% for each of the 3 months, Counselor has to provide step-up adherence package. Counsel till the patient is having adherence of more than or equal to 95%. Okay, unless the adherence is 95%, don't go in for a viral load testing. If the patient has a viral load adherence of more than 95%, do the testing after. Okay, if the viral load count is less than 1000 copies per ml, continue the routine monitoring, and if it is more than 1000 copies per ml, refer to SASA for further evaluation. So when should we refer the client? So if the viral load count after 3 months of adherence counseling is less than 1000 copies, so the next visit is not after 1 year. Okay, so 3 months have already gone. Okay, so you just add another 9 more months and ask the client to come after 9 months and complete the viral load testing. Okay, so that their annual schedule is maintained. Okay, right. Otherwise, every client should be tested every 12 months. So we come to the end of the session. So the primary important thing is documentation of the viral load test results is very, very, very important for the program assessment. Medical officers, the ART lab technicians, counselors, nurses, outreach staff, everyone is doing a very good job. Okay, by counseling the client, drawing the blood sample, treating the client, sending the client sample for testing, everything. Okay, and you are recording everything in your white card and green book, right? When the viral load test result comes, it has to be downloaded and then the data has to be entered in the white card as well as in the green book. If that is not done, it means that we have not done the test at all. Okay, so documentation is very, very important in terms of ART treatment program. Okay, next one is adherence. So we have seen that if the adherence is poor, there is no use in doing the viral load testing at all. Okay, so counseling plays a major role and the medical officer's role also is very major over here, ensuring the proper adherence of the clients on ART. Similarly, if the client is having some difficulty in taking the medications, so they can be linked to all the positive networks or the support groups so that it will improve the treatment adherence from listen to people who are taking medicines properly. Okay, and if there are any further doubts from the ART center or the lab technicians, they can refer the national operational guidelines for viral load testing. Okay, right. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I'll be able to answer now.